Hello and welcome to this Utopian Global presentation. My name is Claudia. I'm super excited that you could take the time to listen to this presentation. In the next 20 minutes, you're going to learn about how to build wealth, how to earn real income and real assets. And after the presentation, I'm going to open it up for 10 minutes Q&A so that you can, of course, get all your questions answered. So let's get started with the presentation. With that, I'm going to get started here and of course, walk you all through the presentation. As you did read in the email, build wealth on autopilot. This is the subject today, and this is a great subject. It's a subject I have been so long now doing with and through this company, Utopian Global, building wealth on autopilot. And let me ask you a question. You know, have you ever in your adult life looked into the mirror and thought, wow, I thought things, would be different. I thought things would be better by now. And if you have, you're actually not alone. You see, what if I actually told you that there's one thing, just really one thing alone? What if I told you that there is one thing you can learn, which I learned, that really can make a shift in your life. So that you realize the greatest history is in life, the greatest achievement, the greatest time of prosper, the greatest time of making more money, of living an abundantly life is just upon us if, and only if, we do take the right actions. And of course, if you hopefully take the action after that call, because what you're going to learn is some very important but yet simple wealth building strategies. This is nothing new under the sun. We have been, of course, those wealth building strategies exist since, 5,000 years. Unfortunately, we have been uneducated, or this has been lost in the last decades. And so what we're going to show you is, of course, a new way how to apply those strategies so that you can live this life in very much prosper. So before I get started here, I'm going to show you just a quick video.
How would you like to be your own boss? Be able to plan your own time and be in control of every minute of your life? Well, it's very possible. And with Utopian Global, you can achieve it as quick as you snap your fingers. The Utopian Global ecosystem allows you to multiply your income exponentially and diversify your assets by converting them into precious metals like gold and silver. This helps you eliminate the risk of inflation and devaluation associated with fiat currency. After all, if it's good enough for governments and central banks to hold their reserves in gold, then why shouldn't you? Besides the gold and silver, we also give you the possibility to participate in STORE. STORE, Sustainable Technology and Resource Holdings, is backed by real assets that power the world. By owning STORE, you get to enjoy the rewards from the income generated by the STORE assets. These assets include legacy energy resources in the Raccoon Bend field located in Texas, USA. Our second phase is addressing the plastic crisis and creating opportunity with Polystream Technologies plastics to fuel process. The production, proliferation, and disposal of single-use plastics is a crisis of truly global proportion. That's not all. With our lucrative partners program, you can earn rewards and commissions when you share our message and services with others, as well as qualify for bonuses such as luxury travel and paid holidays. Our affiliates also get premium wealth education and coaching, as well as access to webinars and marketing materials. You don't have to break the bank to start with Utopian Global. With as low as €99, you can become an independent business owner and start increasing your income by joining our global network. Remember, everyone you spread the word about Utopian Global to results in you multiplying your own assets, doing good for the planet, and increasing your payouts. Don't forget to visit our website at utopianglobal.com to learn more. The time to get in is now. Utopian Global. Real assets, real income, real lifestyle.
That's it. Real assets, real income, real lifestyle. Now, our financial reality, as I just mentioned before, looks a little bit different. And this is really where the challenge is. Most people, have no money. Most people have no savings. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. In fact, I believe it has been said that the average money is $500, which is left if people don't have a job. So it's literally, this is worldwide the case. In some, of course, countries better, some others are worse. And didn't you notice that the prices, just specifically now, are just continually rising, especially for food. And what do we need? Well, we need somehow food to eat and to live, correct? So this is our financial reality, which we are living in. And that, of course, puts us to create problems if we are in the situations. And then if you are one of those people who actually lost their job, well, then, of course, your outlook at the moment is not so good. But with that said, there's always opportunity. With any crisis, there's always opportunity. And what we're going to show you today, obviously, is how you can become your own boss. Now, most people are employees or they are self-employed people. And while this is good, you always have a limitation to what you can earn. And that is then, of course, a problem if the currency you're earning is losing over time its purchasing power, meaning your prices are rising, but your money you actually work so hard for is actually buying you less. Now, as a business owner and as an investor, and this is what we try to help and show you here, that with Utopian Global, you can become a business owner and an investor by what? By simply saving and accumulating gold and silver and store if you are outside the United States. And with that, obviously building a business by marketing our products and services. Now, a business owner is amazing because you don't have a cap, you have leverage. You work with people, you grow people, you help people. In fact, we're in a people business. In fact, John Paul Getty, once upon the richest man on earth, he said, I rather have 1% of 100 people effort than of 100% of my own effort. Why? Well, because of course we all have the same time. Yet if we trade our time for money, we do have a cap. And as a business owner, you don't have that. And as an investor, of course, then you have assets, your own assets, and these assets work for you. Your money works for you. And this is how we all should live. Now, there's nothing wrong with being an employee or self-employed. In fact, I was an employee, I was a self-employed person. In fact, before I even was introduced to this wonderful company, I was, like most people in the rat race, struggling, working two full-time jobs, one in the morning in the office and one in the afternoon and till late in the morning hours. Why? Well, because I didn't understand the concept of leveraged. I thought if I just work more, I earn more. But I'm not really understanding that what I earned, that currency would lose over time value. So I had never learned those wealth principles until I was introduced to Bill. And Bill introduced me to the concept of precious metals, the concept which we are talking and what we are providing you here through this amazing business with Utopian Global. And of course, since I myself have applied those strategies, then my life certainly changed, because I could eventually get rid of my part-time job and then of my full-time job. Well, I have two full-time jobs, but one was more so like a part-time, but still doing full-time. So you get my point, working really, really hard. And of course, once I started applying those strategies and what the wealthy do, what really the elite, all the rich, the super rich, the billionaires, what they are doing right now, they're piling their money into what? into real assets and into gold and silver. Why? Well, because look at it. Look at where we are at. Jobs being lost. Huge companies are closed. I just heard the huge company Hertz, car, of course, rental, closing down. There's a lot of things going on right now, and we are not over that. Well, we are long not over that yet. So there's much more to come. And so the stock market has been as the highest as it was, and well, how can it be longer so high if companies are closing? How is it possible? So this is why, of course, since the last year, central banks really have diversified into what? Precious metals. And we really, since the beginning of 2008, when this company started, it was always the mission to help people understand the principles of wealth and diversify, give this access that people could save in gold and silver. And of course, gold and silver over time, again, does outdo any or outperform any other currency. Now, as well in our wealth building strategies for our ecosystem, we do have Store. Store is a amazing platform where we crowdfund money, and with that money, then Store, the managers of Store, the amazing wise people behind this company Store, buy real assets such as oil and gas, such as in the mineral mining production, such as converting plastic into usable fuel. Well, all this produces what? Money, correct? And this is, of course, amazing for the people who own Store, because they will receive cash payouts. Now, Store is relatively new, we only started raising funds late 2018, and this year is going to be an amazing year. It's going to be really the first year where our Store holders are going to see great benefits. Now, education has been a huge pillar as well of the company. Why? Well, because again, those information, or the information you are learning through Utopian Global, the people, the trainers which are on board, that is very outstanding and rare information. You may, if you want to have this information, go ahead and pay a lot of dollars, because this is what it is. You're going to pay a lot of dollars just to get access to that information. You here through Utopian Global, you basically get it within the system, which is fantastic. And of course, you have the possibility to build an extra side income besides owning the gold or silver, besides owning Store, through sharing, through marketing our products and services, and really building a business from home, just as I did. I started this business because what? I was in a rat race. I was tired of not getting ahead, yet working so hard, so very hard. Yeah, I wanted to travel the world. And that's what I usually do, just not now, as we all understand. But that's what I wanted to do. That was my goal. And certainly this is what I have achieved through this amazing company, Utopian Global. Now, precious metals is difficult, but it's also simple. So it's simple, but it's also difficult. Let's put it simple, because we understand simple. I understand simple things. Precious metals 5,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 100 years ago, today would buy you the same goods and services. Now, fiat currency, I am German. I have gone through 3 currency in my lifetime. That is a German mark, but from East Germany, which no country accepted, funny enough, because I lived beyond the Iron Curtain. I lived through the Deutschmark. Well, once upon a time, the Deutschmark was sort of solid, not anymore when it changed to the euro. Now we have the euro. The euro, just in the last 6 months against gold, lost 25%. Just against gold. So if I had saved, which I did, in gold, I did 25% better. How great is that? And so very, very easy to understand, or very simple to understand. Now, it's way more complicated. We can make it complicated, but this is the simple description. If you earning currency today, the British pound, the US dollar, the Australian dollar, the Nigerian naira, the South Africans we have on the call, rand, or we have some some people from Ghana, and whatever country here on the call, your currency buys you less over time. That is a fact, and I'm going to demonstrate this to you on this next slide. I just took today's chart. This is just today's chart on the exchange, goldprice.org. You can all check it out, goldprice.org. You see here the website. You can play around, do it, because I really encourage you to do so. And this is the US dollar. We have here the Great British Pound, and then we have here the euro. So this is the US dollar performance, 30 days. You made almost, 1.57%, not bad. 6 months, 18.93%. Of course, 20 years, it certainly outperformed the US dollar had you held on to the US dollars. And I tell you what, the last 20 years went like a snap with the fingers. Are you making 537% more in income earnings than, of course, 20 years ago? Are you really? I guess not. Now we look at here the Great British Pound. Well, Great British Pound just in the last 6 months, 25.79, basically gold did better than the British pound. In fact, even when you compare the British pound to the euro, it is also not really looking so good. Now here we have the euro, 6 months, you see here 18.93, or 20 years, you see here 537.2. So similar there. And this is why I always say gold outperforms any major currency. Do you have gold? Do you own gold? Why not if you don't? This is what all the wealthy people do. And we, of course, work only with the best gold refinery, and we have a very simple platform, which I'm going to demonstrate you in a second as well. But let me just play this short video that you see that we only work with the top.
Switzerland has long been recognized as the gold capital of the world. Every individual unique gold piece is manufactured to the exacting standards of the LBMA, with Swiss precision in refining, minting, and manufacturing. Quietly nestled in the Swiss Alps on the Swiss-Italian border lies Argo Jerez, Unique's preferred LBMA refinery and mint. Argo is the largest LBMA refinery in Europe, accounting for up to 15% of the world's total gold output. Argo utilizes the world-leading technologies in the manufacturing of its unique range of products. From the refining of pure 999.9 gold that goes into its product exacting process, rolling and stamping, Unique's product is minted to the highest level of precision and accuracy every single time.
So you see, when it comes to precious metals, when it comes to gold and silver, it is really important that one thing, you have a very easy entry point. Starting from as little as 25 euro, you can actually accumulate gold. You can, of course, buy as much as you wish, but we have the best, absolutely best pricing. Why? Well, because it's only 3% above market spot, and market spot is the non-physical. With us, you're buying physical gold. You don't have to have it shipped. You don't have to have it converted. You can just leave it in, of course, the LBMA storage facility, which is, of course, all insured. And this is amazing liquid, because anytime you need, you can just do what? Sell it back. And of course, then have it, the money from the sellback transferred to your bank account, or even withdrawn in Bitcoin. And the great thing is, you don't pay any fees. There's no fees. It's fee-free, because we believe you don't have to pay fees when you are an active affiliate. So this is amazing. It's 24/7 access. So in case you really need to liquidate, you can. Because how often do you put money on a fixed term deposit in a bank and then only that you cannot withdraw it, or if you withdraw, you actually pay a penalty. Well, with us, you don't have to. And it's really, really simple. In fact, it's so simple that I'm going to show it to you. We're going to purchase some gold and silver in our platform here. So as you see, this is the Utopian Global Platform. It's pretty simple. Overview, purchase, sell by catalog, vault, history, balance. Once you are KYC confirmed, that means you know your client document, uploaded your passport, confirmed, of course, your phone, etc. And you're all set. You now can go purchase. You see the daily pricing, which is changing, of course, according to the prices on the exchanges. And then it's pretty simple. You then can go ahead and just click purchase. Now you have to then agree here, and you can then select bank, wire, credit card, e-wallet, or Bitcoin. I'm going to go ahead and just going to purchase some gold here, very simple, from commissions in this case. So how it works, pretty simple. You go here, you get a code. So this is a verification code. You enter this code. There you go. Very, very fast. You go and you pay. Order placed. Now, the precious metals is not automatically purchased. It is purchased the next day because, of course, now the markets are closed, and so we're going to get the next day's price. But very, very liquid. Now, if I want to sell it back, of course, now I can't sell this back because this hasn't been purchased yet. But if I want to sell back any gold I had purchased prior, or silver, very simple. I can go ahead here and simply enter the amount of grams I wish to sell back. Very, very simple. Now I can also go and go ahead in my catalog and just select, okay, which product do I want? If I want to have it shipped to me, or if I want to have it stored, but in, of course, in a bar or in a coin collectible at the storage facility. So very, very simple. I select my product and there you go. So it's very, very easy. And again, it is very liquid. So let me go on with my presentation here now. As you understood, this is an amazing platform. And of course, the other product which we have, unfortunately not available currently in the US, is Store. Store, earn from resources that power the world. Wow. So Store is a crowdfunding platform, and we, of course, crowdfunded already money since the launch of Store, since the pre-launch of Store in late 2018, so that we could acquire 12% of the Texas oil field, which of course is producing 24/7. And we even have a hedge, 50% of the field with $50 price with British Petroleum, meaning even though we saw, wow, we just came through this huge thing which nobody ever expected, we still have an insurance in place so that we get at least a $50 price for a barrel of oil, meaning you who own Store, you will get paid from the production of those assets. And the great thing is they're going to pay 25 years. Wow. Why? Well, because this is how much reserves is in there. But it gets better because the platform gets better, because as more funds we do raise, as more amazing projects we have, such as the polystream technology converting plastic, which is everywhere, which most of it's not recycled, into, of course, usable petroleum, because plastic comes from petroleum and then sell it to the market, as well as mineral mining. We have different projects there in the mineral mining, which we're looking at. This is actually the oil field. Some people went there, and this is the mineral mining. Our team was already down there looking, of course, and doing a strategic talks with the government in order to start those amazing projects. All those projects will produce revenue. And Store is a really fascinating project. In fact, we have in this short time frame achieved a lot. Now, of course, Corona did things slow down a little bit. That's clear. People are scared. People are afraid. So people in generally slowed down a little bit. But this is going to, of course, now opening up again. And what better? Most people losing their job. Most people are afraid, most people are saving, most people are looking into real income producing assets. What do we have? This is what we actually have. And we have an aim, of course, to launch at a €4 price when we list on an exchange. Right now it's 48 cents. And in the meantime, we're going to pay, of course, the people who own store from the production of those assets, which is fantastic. Bill, which you saw on the call, he's the founder and CEO of the company. Very much history. In fact, because of Bill, I'm here today. If it wouldn't be for Bill, I wouldn't be here today, because I would have, first of all, not understood never gold or silver, would have not understood, would probably have never looked into an opportunity such as that. And so because I met Bill so many years earlier, I gained a lot of trust, and also got involved in another project with Bill, which did very good for me and for all of us, and that was together also with Ryan Messer. We were together involved in another oil project, which paid a great yield. So Ryan Messer, he's the CEO of Store. Again, amazing guy, 2 decades of experience in the energy sector, and together with his team, 250 years of experience in energy sector, mineral mining, everything which has to do with real assets. We're only looking at real assets. Very, very important. Now, through Utopian Global, and this is what for me was important, was boosting the income, building a future. Because, yeah, I had a job. I didn't want to go back of a job. I wanted to become my own boss. I wanted to decide how long I sleep. I wanted to decide how much money I'm going to make. I wanted to decide where I travel, where I go, the person I introduce or not introduce to this business. I wanted to decide with whom I work. I wanted to make all the decisions. I wanted to sleep until I finished sleeping, and not to be woke up with the alarm bell in the morning. I didn't like that. And so this is what I did. Now, this may be not for everybody. And this is why we have 2 choices. One, you can become a customer and just, now that you understand gold or silver, purchase gold or silver, just like the wealthy do. And of course, hedge your currency against inflation. And even in these times right now, making a great deal out of it. Or you own and become a store owner, of course, and through Store, obviously earn from the income producing assets as well, from once we launch on an exchange, if you're going to sell it, to make a great return on that. Now, as an affiliate, well, as an affiliate, you get, of course, all what the customer does, just plus you get it wholesale, plus as an affiliate, you get all the education, marketing materials, your platform, and you get another 6 ways to generate income and even residual income from building a business. This is what I decided, and this is what, of course, you can decide if you wish to do that. Now, we have the team here which is helping you on learning all the skills which are needed in order to build that successfully if you wish. The platform is here for you. Now, to start as an affiliate is very simple. From as little as €99, but even here in Europe, I wouldn't even say to you, don't get involved with 99, because, you know, get involved a little bit higher, because you can. We all can. Those packages, smaller ones, were more so designed for Africa, for some of the Latin American countries. But if you can get in with the 390, why? Because you're going to get a bonus. Once you start with a 390, you get a bonus. You get way, way more store available than in the smaller packages. So if you can, I suggest you that. We do also have packages which are higher, up to 1 million. In the United States, all the packages are replaced by gold or silver and by a great amount. Now, of course, is it wise to own gold or silver? Absolutely. I'm buying all the time. And I have been buying since when we started. Now, we have 2020. I started in 2008. In fact, I started actually pre-launch 2007. So this is how long I'm involved with the company. And I'm continuously buying gold or silver. Why do I do that? Well, because I always outdo any currency. So I'm doing better. I'm certainly outdoing any bank holdings or whatsoever. Like, I don't do that. And of course I do hold on to gold, do way better with that. So Absolutely, that is the case. Now we have those quantum packages, as I said, up to even €1 million. Why would you get involved with that? Well, because you, if you can, absolutely, because you're going to get more store, you're going to get more gold or silver. More store is going to pay you more rewards. Simple as that. Now, what as an affiliate, what you do or what we do is, in order to maintain our affiliation, in order to have our business open, so we are having a €50 asset accumulation plan on a monthly basis in order to accumulate more assets. That's pretty as much as it is, and which also gives you, of course, access to the platform, continuously access to the platform, that you can earn money and that you get educated from those great trainers and coaches, that you learn your communication skill, your development skills, your financial skills, all that in order to build and grow your wealth on autopilot. Now, from the promotion, the marketing of the products and services, in fact, everybody should do it. Why? Because everybody on a daily basis, and it really doesn't matter where you're from, you're anyway doing it. You're marketing on a daily basis products and services. The problem is you just don't get paid for. You're marketing, you just ate a great pizza, you're marketing it. You just had a great to-go, because this is the case now, you're marketing it. You just figured a better mask to wear where you don't sweat so much. Well, what do? You talk certainly with other people and recommend it. You just don't get paid for, right? Well, with us, you get paid for doing the marketing to other people. You can earn up to 40% fast start commission every time you join somebody and it buys a package as one of those you saw before. You're making up to 40% commission. Now that's great. That's money straight away into your pocket. Every time you sell gold, you make 5% from customers directly and 1% from direct affiliates. So I have, over the years, many affiliates which I introduced, which buying gold or silver every month. Why do they do that? Well, because they know it outdoes any currency. And of course, you can qualify for great incentives, luxury travel, earn all kinds of other commissions, which I'm not going to go into. But the simple message I want to give you is, every entrepreneur, every business owner, when you start launch first your business, you want to achieve what? You want to become, as quick as possible, cash flow positive. How do we do that? Well, by joining free, the power of free. Find others who you think would need more money, just lost their job, need an extra source of income because their month is longer than their paycheck is. They are fed up with their work. They want to switch jobs. They're not happy anymore. They need to make more money to pay school tuition, whatsoever. Well, free people buying, of course, a package, you're already cash flow positive. And it doesn't matter if you join with a €99 package, you sell a 3,500, well, then you're with one person already cash flow positive. Because if you come on board with a 99, you sell a 3,500, you're making €998 in commission, which is pretty amazing. But with the power of free, we love to work with that because it's very simple to explain. Now, as higher the package, obviously as higher the commission, very clear. But the great thing is that the €50 monthly asset accumulation plan, and I have customers, affiliates being on that asset accumulation plan. Why? Well, over time, it accumulates you assets. I started 2008. 2008, you can Google it, gold price around $600, $500, $600. Went all the way up to $1,900. Yeah, we got the recession. They thought this was a huge recession coming. That was 2008, 9, 10. Remember that? If you're American, you certainly do, because your 401ks became 201ks. Well, what happened? Gold price went through the roof. What do you think we have now? Are we going to have a bigger recession, or it's going to be smaller? I think it's going to be something never happened before. So way, way bigger. So if we thought 2008, 9, 10 was big, it really wasn't. Where do you think gold price is going to go now? Well, silver, I think I had my silver when I started with the company $4, $5, $6. It went all the way up to 50. Well, silver is cheap right now. It's totally cheap. So cheap right now. So I know for that's what I know. And again, this is not a financial advice, but this is what I do. I'm getting and accumulating month by month more assets. Why? Because I outdo any currency. And by simply putting 8 customers or affiliate who are also on a €50 monthly asset accumulation plan in your first or second level, meaning either you introduced it or the person you introduced somebody, you actually have your plan covered, plus you have for 2 cappuccinos, invite your girlfriend. So for less than €1.65 a day, you now have the opportunity to own real income producing assets, access wealth protection, what usually only the wealthy people have access to, because let's face it, you can, from as little as €25, that's just like $27, something like that, you can buy the best, not good gold, the best, with the best refinery, at the best price, gold and silver. At the best, this is the best. THE, the best, okay, with us. And you can Google it, you can go to other companies, you can check it. You're not getting 3% above spot price, and not LBMA gold, not Arco Horizons gold, which is so internationally recognized, forget it. So this is fantastic. And then so being so liquid, at any time you can sell back. And our savings accumulation plan is denominated, as I said, in real assets. And you can achieve infinite returns from, of course, the power of network. On a global business, online, anywhere in the world, you can do it. And of course, a marketing platform, and you can make residual income from those marketing efforts. Have a team of people working with you and having, of course, added tax benefits. You've got to, of course, look at or see your legal tax advisor for that. So the time to get in is now, because what choice do you have? What if you're not making that decision right now? Are you gonna stay, or are things you believe things are gonna stay the way they are? Are you continuous to struggle to not make the end of the month because your money doesn't last? Or are you make a decision to change your life? Well, if so, then contact our affiliates or any person who introduced you today to this presentation. And of course, join us and like us on Facebook.com, Utopian Global. Join our YouTube channel. You're always going to learn new stuff there. And again, get involved. Important notice. There's no guarantee that you will earn any money using the techniques, ideas displayed. Utopian Global delivers education, and these materials are not to be interpreted as a promised guarantee of earnings or perpetuating this be financial advice. And a store is not licensed for distribution in the United States. And the entry into Utopian Global has a 14 days money back guarantee. Now I have to make those disclaimers because I'm not a financial advisor. I know it works. If you work it, I know gold or silver is the best hedge against inflation. But of course, you have to make your own decision of what you want to do. If you wish to be your own boss and decide to take the life in your hands, and this COVID, whatever, this huge downturn right now, taking it as an opportunity, as your advantage to have a better life. You deserve it, I know, and you can do it. So with that, I'm just now gonna go and see if we have some questions, and obviously gonna answer those questions. So Bill, I'm not sure if you followed the presentation, if you had some things you wish to add to it, and then I'm going to just go into those questions we're having here.
Well, thank you, Claudia. There's a lot of information there, but let's make it very, very simple for people. COVID-19 or not COVID-19, people understand that the paper wealth, the longer you hold it, it buys less. Inflation, it's a transfer of wealth away from you and your family back to the central banking system. It's done by design. So that's why the system was built back in 2008. So we're in our 12th year now, primarily to teach people, number one, to understand that the monetary system is designed that way, And to that, we have a platform here that you can protect yourself. Gold and silver is an insurance policy. We don't speculate. We acquire gold and silver as an insurance policy. It's highly liquid, as Claudia explained. And you just take part of your income, convert your paper wealth into physical gold. You hold it for a long period of time. It's going to preserve the buying power. We believe there's a lot of upside on that. There's a new bull market commencing, a lot of the experts say in the world, but think long term. But if you do need to have it, of course, you can liquidate it back very, very easily. Then, of course, we have the Raccoon Bend asset in Texas, which Claudia spoke about. Fantastic asset. Later in quarter three, we'll be starting paying out distributions from that asset, income generating assets, which gives all our members a secondary income. But if you're really smart, you do what Claudia's been doing the last 12 years, and that is you build an organization on the asset accumulation plan of €50 per month. As she said, €50 per month, less than a couple of dollars a day. You're actually getting ownership of assets. You're building an organization. Introduce 3 people. You already have your money back, so your assets have cost you zero. Build an organization at least even 8 people, anywhere in your first 2 levels, which Claudia did speak about, and you're already cash flow positive. You keep building upon that over time, duplicating, learning, and growing. You're building cash flow. And we need to build a lot of cash flow, because between now and 2025, 2028, the next 8, 9, 10 years, whatever paper currency you have now is going to buy less than 50% of what it is today, which means you and I have to double our income. And do you have a plan for that? Most people don't. So we have a very simple plan here for everyone. It pays seamlessly around the world. It's affordable for everyone. And you're getting ownership of real assets. That's the real simple concept that we have. So any questions, Claudia?
Yeah, that's a question from Anthony. Hi, Anthony. Bill, if you had to make a choice today, would you buy gold or silver?
I buy both. If you go, I mean, historically, I buy both. Probably 50-50, actually. I mean, silver in the last 10 days has recovered much stronger than gold. Gold is above its high from the COVID-19 collapse. It's recovered quite strongly, gold, so it's around 17.20 at the moment, and silver is over $17. So to answer your question, I buy both, but look long term. Silver is going to be much more volatile. The prices will rise sharply and fall sharply, but over a long period of time, I think we're all going to do very, very well out of owning some silver and gold. And silver, maybe the multiplying factor is actually more than actually what you may get out of gold. Look at previous bull runs. You may have got a 10x on silver from the 2001 bull run up until 2011. Gold might have been about 7x. So I keep it pretty much in balance of the buying. And our system gives you the ability, of course, when you go in there, Anthony, when you buy your gold and silver on the slide in the asset accumulation, you can decide if you're putting €50 in for 1 month, or you're putting €100 in for a couple of months to be active. You can decide whether it wants to be 50-50 ratio gold, silver. You can have it 70-30, 60-40, etc. You can select what you want. So, but I'm a buyer of both, actually, and I think long term. Okay, the whole system has been designed to be affordable for all people. There's no need for anyone on this call to put themselves in financial risk of what we actually do. And as I said, as Claudia said before, we actually give people, even on all the packages, on the packages we're speaking about, the enrollment packages, upgrade packages, a 14-day money-back guarantee. So that's great. When it comes to gold and silver, of course, you can sell that back into the market.
Thanks, Bill. Good answer. That is what Anthony says. Now, Bill, what is your outlook on a store?
The outlook on store, it's changed this year. We were actually looking at, and we had a great call with Ryan Messer, the CEO of Store, on the call last week. Of course, the COVID-19 supply chains and different things have changed. When it comes to Raccoon Bend has not changed. Raccoon Bend, for people on this call the very first time, is our oil and gas asset we have in Texas. It's 5,600 acres, 156 wells, over 90 of those producing. They're increasing over time. That is a long-term, fantastic income-generating asset. That's going to be there for the next 20, 25 years. So My attitude on that has not changed, and I'm a major investor in that particular asset out of our group. Still, when it comes to the Polystream, I still think this is an absolute fantastic opportunity, but of course we could, before COVID-19 came into our world, changed everything, we were invited to go and meet the Brazilian government to present the Polystream plant to them. But of course, that has all changed. So many of the plans there, even though we're still looking at developing that, everything we've lost many months now. So we were looking at maybe listing on an exchange at the end of this year. That is definitely not going to happen now. And I think even regarding what's happening to the global markets, it would even be foolish to even consider listing store on the exchange. But with that said, it's an income generating asset, and the incomes that we're going to receive from that is going to be fantastic. It's going to be much higher returns that you'd ever get from a bank. And if you're one of the smart ones, you're an affiliate, and you bought, whether you bought a 99 euro package, whether you bought a 100,000 euro package, or let's say a 9,000 euro package, if you introduce 3 people on those lower packages, you've already got your money back. So you can actually get your ownership of your assets for free. And then, of course, when we come out to paying at the distributions and store, that's going to be great. But the listing, things have changed there for sure. I'm not going to sit here and tell you lies and say everything's perfect and we're going to build this and this time. It's not happening. It hasn't happened. It's not going to happen now. The planning's still moving forward. Ryan's still working on it. He's still building partnerships, as he discussed last week. So everything's moving in that direction very strongly. But I think the process of going to the next step is going to be, it's now been pushed back many months because of what's happened in the world the last few months, which I think everyone would understand.
And
but
of course,
not a problem. Sorry, Clara.
Yes, and of course, what also we said in one of the recent webinars is right now, I mean, the outlook on mineral mining is huge. I mean, the potentials are so big there. So this is also a little bit shifting. I mean, there's so much upside, isn't it?
Well, there's many projects. I had a meeting today with some businessmen here in Dubai, many projects that have come to our table, gold mines and different things. But of course, doing the due diligence, you can't visit these sites at the moment. Flights have stopped. I mean, I've been stuck here in Dubai nearly the last 3 months, actually, unable to get out. So business has slowed in that sense. We have projects on our table that we can go and investigate, research, get engaged in. But that's just completely stopped, as all of you are certainly well aware. But there is not a shortage of projects. What we need is funding, of course. We get funding with the right team. And you mentioned that I've known Ryan. I met Ryan Messer and Philip Judge 2003, 2004. I invested a significant amount with them back in 2004. I flew to America, met Ryan, met the team, invested in some in Louisiana, in that region, in some good natural resource assets. So I've been engaged with this group for a long time. And of course, a couple of years later, Claudio, I know that you also invested in the group and did well out of it. And we also have other people on this call who have been with us for over 10 years that also are involved in that investment as well. So we have a good history there. But we're living in a changed world, which is really the message. This has really been the awakening. When I see people and meet people here, is that this was totally unexpected. You know, when we had the stock market crash, okay, that was tragic, and many people lost their jobs. But you know what? It didn't stop people from going to work. Most people from going to work, they could still go to work, earn an income, get a paycheck. We have people here, like here even in Dubai, for example, the UAE, no paychecks, and many people don't have more than 1 or 2 months savings. Very, very, very harsh. If they're not working, they're not getting paid. So this has been a wake-up call, I think, for humanity, hopefully, that we need to recheck. We need to recheck where we are in the world, where we are with our debt levels, our credit card debt levels. We may have to relook at refinancing things, of course, start getting into a saving mind, accumulating real assets of real value, income-generating assets, building a secondary income, or maybe now it's a primary income, something like Utopian Global, where it's 50 euros a month. Doesn't sound much, but do not let this 50 euros asset accumulation plan deceive you. It can generate tens of thousands of euros per month for you by building your organization. That's why you need to get on the trainings and understand that. I mean, I go downstairs and have a cup of coffee. It's going to cost me more than double than what it does being involved with a global business such as the asset accumulation plan that we offer here. So what's your choice? Give up a cup of coffee each day. I know the international businesses teach others to do the same and increase your income and increase your asset ownership. To me, it's a no-brainer. And I was introduced to this concept back in the early 1990s, and I've been engaged with it ever since. I just love the business model.
And Bill, you raised a great point there as well, and that was with right now. I mean, because of what we are really living through, which is going to bring so huge changes. I mean, as I said, like huge companies are closing; those jobs are not available anymore, and it is no big meetings. People are not traveling. People for business, there's business travel. I mean, literally has stopped. Big conferences are not going to happen anymore. They are doing now virtual conferences. So maybe this need for those big fairs, these big conferences is not going to happen again. That means all those businesses which are caterers, which are hotels, which are, they don't need that anymore. And so there's lots of jobs going away. And of course, people, and especially, of course, in the United States, and they have been living literally on credit card debt. I mean, they have, many of them have so high credit card debt all over the world. But I always take America because it's obviously a large country. This is where we also going further with our program, with what we have. We're going to have an amazing new project coming out there, which so much is going to help, especially those people who have credit card debt to get better score. So I'm really excited for that, because with our program, we really have everything. We have wealth building assets. We have income opportunity, income from asset production, income from building the business, and we have very soon, especially for America, a way how to get, rid of their credit card debt, or basically pay it off quicker. So this is amazing. I'm excited.
Absolutely, Claudia. I mean, we sometimes complicate things. In fact, often we complicate. It's very, very simple here, to be quite honest. As I said to you earlier on, who doesn't want to have the ability to increase their income? Who does not want to have the ability to own physical gold and silver, or assets that generate income, such as Raccoon Bend in the US in that respect? We all want to have that, of course. And to be able to get started from as little as 99 euros and build an organization of 8 people, and even with 8 people, you're breaking even on your asset accumulation, which I've said. But you build 2 levels even. 5 on your first level, duplicate that to a second level. You're already making 4 times your money on the asset accumulation. I mean, to me, I've been in business since 1986 as a self-employed entrepreneur. To me, it's just a no-brainer. I would straight away say, okay, I'm going to cut back on 1 Starbucks coffee. I'm going to invest that into this. I'm going to get ownership of assets. I'm going to build an organization. I'm going to build cash flow and teach other people to do the same. That's it. You don't need to know anymore. It's that simple. And you can liquidate your gold and silver back at any time, and you're going to get paid distributions on your store assets. And you're going to get paid weekly with your fast track commissions, and you get paid monthly on your monthly commissions. Simple. Mm-hmm. We have so much content here, and it's a bit complex because we have all these different assets and all these different things. But if you break it down, it's just very, very, very simple. For a cup of coffee a day, get ownership of real assets and real income. End of story, by having other people do the same thing. I just love this big business model. And we have people, I mean, before I got locked down here in Dubai, I was in Africa, as you know. I was in Kenya, and I was also in Nairobi, and I was also in Kampala, Uganda. This opportunity is available for all people.
Thank you for joining us today. In order to learn more about how to become an influencer, talk to the person who introduced you to this presentation, and let's build wealth together and change the world.